Welcome to the Craft Cottage. This is where I get to come and work every single day, and I've never done a video like this where I take you along and show you all aspects of this space. Well, I'm going to do that today, and I want to show you all of the things, but also I'm letting you know that we are about to begin a little bit of a renovation in here. This building itself is a very old building. It was built in the 1950s, and it is lacking insulation. And the walls are at the original tongue and groove. The floor, well, I love this tile. It's so pretty. We put this down a couple of years ago, but it hasn't held up. So my husband is going to tear down the walls, insulate, put up new walls, and we're gonna put in a new floor. So now what I have to do is pack everything up, put it all away, haul things into the house that I'm gonna need in the meantime while this space is being renovated. Hopefully, it's done in about a week or so. My husband is very handy. He did construction for over 30 years. So fingers crossed that it only takes a week, but you know what? Planning is always great, but there are always unforeseen things that come up, happen, get in the way. So in my head, I'm preparing for 2 weeks, hoping it's done sooner. I'm going to show you every nook and cranny in this space as it sits today before we renovate. So over here is that is a propane fireplace. It is not a wood burner. However, we originally had a wood burner in this area when we purchased the property. That was not realistic for this space. So we removed the wood burner and we put in the propane one, but we don't really need the tile in the corner anymore. So this may change. We haven't completely decided yet because my husband does need to insulate these walls, and it may be a bit of a challenge to do so with that tile. So once he gets there, we're gonna make a decision. This is just a portable air conditioner that's in here for the summer. That will come out before the fireplace gets turned back on. This is my dream box by Create Room Co. It is amazing. It's completely amazing. I've also got the extra table. The table that comes with it is in the center, and then my sew station is also in this space. This is where I sit and sew a lot of the time. My dream box is used to house all kinds of things. Normally this door would be all the way open, but you can see we've got button storage in those containers, ribbon storage here. And then I just keep all of the little things in these little areas. So I've got places for, and I divide these up with little containers, but like zipper pulls for my handbags and things, and then other notions, but everything is in its own little container to keep it neat and organized. I also have a variety of books here, excess ribbon, some other things in baskets. This is really, honestly, it's really decorative. But then I've got all of my templates and patterns organized in the binders there from Missouri Star Quilt Company, and then just more excess stuff that I keep in the compartments here. This side, I've got some rubber stamps, just all kinds of things. It's just where I keep all the stuff so I can easily access it when I need to. All right, here we've got my island. This is where I work a lot of the time. I'm in the middle of a bunch of different sewing projects, and we keep it real here. So you know what? It is what it is. You get the mess and all that comes with it. Not that it's too messy right now. It's really not, but this is just what we're looking at today. And then here, these are bins. These are all from Target. They're the Bright Room bins. And those are what I use to kind of keep fabric for things that I've been working on or that I've pulled together for different projects and different reasons. I've got rulers, all kinds of things here. And just like, this is just ongoing projects and what I'm working on. I often get asked about my film setup. Everything I've purchased is linked in my Amazon shop, so you can go there to check out the lights, the tripods, all of the equipment that you see hanging up there and that I'm using for my video setup. All right, at the end of this island, I've got a bunch of yarn storage, and to be very honest with you, I don't use this nearly like I used to. But it looks cute. It used to look cute. It used to look cute before we got a puppy, and she would tear all the yarn out of there. And now that I've shoved things back in, it's kind of a mess. So maybe once this project is done, we're going to organize the yarn. Maybe we'll donate some, keep what we need, because we have more than we'll ever use in this little cubby. And then this is kind of my tech and tool compartment, shall we call it. This is a table from Michael's. It's the Kensington. It's got 2 drop leaves. You can see one is dropped here. This side is open. This is just where I keep excess stuff that I need for filming, different things like that. And then all of my tools that I use every day are right here in this little Lazy Susan. Also, this is from Michael's as well. And then this handy little extra outlet is, oh my gosh, so needed for plugging in all of the equipment. You can see that it clamps on right here, but this works out great. I'll link that too. It's from my Amazon shop, so it'll be linked with all of the tech. Something I get asked about all of the time is my sewing machine and how the heck is it built into this island. My husband built the island. I have done several videos showcasing how he did that, but just to show you, he built the box below the countertop that the sewing machine sits down into so that it is flush with this island. This is just a custom countertop piece that we had made at Home Depot. But I've got everything that I need right at my fingertips. I've got excess thread over here, more in the bin. It's, like I said, it's kind of a mess, but that's just what we're getting today. And then over here, this is where I store my fat quarter bundles. My layer cakes are all in there. Those are drawers. They're all from Target. And then here we've got charm packs, jelly rolls, extra stuff. But charm packs go in these containers and they are stackable. These came from Home Goods. Fat quarter bins, these also came from Target. So all of my fat quarter bundles stack neatly in those bins. And then over here for our layer cakes, you can see these drawers just stack and they open. That way I'm able to keep all of my collections together even once I have opened it, because we all know once we open a jelly roll or a layer cake, the hardest part about that afterwards is the storage. And so this is what I've come up with. This shelf here is actually a shoe rack that I bought at Home Depot online. I removed the bottom shelf so I had more room in there for other things, but we can add it back in if needed. But yeah, that works great for all of my other fabric storage. For this ironing station, this is another cart from Michael's. I don't know if it's still available. I believe that it is. I can't fully show you the function of this because I made this ironing board and put it over the entire top, but it's got 2 drop leaves on the side, and then this portion, this middle, actually lifts up. This drawer slides out. I've got my Cricut in there, and then we've got another shelf and more drawers for all the excess stuff down below. This is my fabric storage wall. I keep all of my fabric by the yard here. I tend to keep 1 to 2 yard bolts, or 1 to 2 yards on each what I call mini bolt, which is foam board that I cut down to 7.5 by 10. If you buy a sheet of foam board that's 20 by 30, you can easily get 8 sheets with no waste out of each one. So this is excess fabric that I still need to put on the boards and incorporate into the wall. But this is where I keep all my fabric out in the open so that I can see what I have. I keep it organized depending on what it is, but mostly by color, also by collection, so that, yeah, I can easily see what I have, go shopping when I need to get a certain fabric for something, grab it and use it, and it keeps it neat. It keeps it organized. It's not shoved in a drawer. My fabric used to be an absolute disaster. In bins, on the floor, on shelves. It was awful. It was everywhere. I hated it. And then I never knew what I had, and I found myself buying multiples of the same thing all the time. I'm hoping once this room is done that we mount this on the wall right there. That's kind of the plan. This is a design board for quilting, so I'm laying out quilt squares as I'm creating them to figure out my entire quilt layout on something that I'm currently working on. But it should mount perfectly on that wall. That way we can still utilize the door and come in and out. Right now it's just getting slid all over the place as we come in and out of that door. I try to use this door more often, to be quite honest. But anyway, okay, storage room. That's exactly what it is. This is the storage space. This is excess, overflow, stuff I'm not using at the moment. This is where I keep my printers, my paper, stuffing, bird food, the necessities, you know. All that is in this little back storage room, and I also keep like inventory of things that we stock, like our English paper piecing supplies and our pens and all that, in bins on the shelves here. Try to keep it as organized as possible so we can easily find things as we need to. This table right here, this is where I do a lot of my pressing for bigger projects, which is why I have the big press here. I've got my roll of Heat and Bond mounted here so I can just take it off, cut it, press it, depending on what we're making and what we're working on. This is an amazing table. It's got a crank here. It goes up and down, so you can make it higher or lower depending on what you need. It's got 2 drawers, stamping supplies, ink, paper, powders, different things in here. And then I got these magnetic hooks that I hung on the end so that I can hang things from it, like extra zippers, templates, whatever it is. I can put tools there, whatever I might need. This corner is really my office-y corner. I've got my desk, great cabinet I picked up at Wayfair for fabric storage, and I've got miscellaneous things in the drawers there. But then I've got my desk where I sit and do all the things, and then this console table, I picked that up at Home Goods. But this wall, I can't wait. I think this wall we are going to wallpaper when we start this renovation process. I have kind of a vision for this little area. So I'm going to put some wallpaper in. Definitely plan to keep the rugs. Like I mentioned earlier, the floors, I love them. They're pretty. They're really fun. But these are sticky wall tiles or floor tiles, and they just have not held up. You can see there's quite a bit of damage on the floor. They just peel up, especially in the winter. Maybe it's because these floors get cold, but we're putting in new LVP flooring all throughout the space. And then, like I said before, we are replacing the wall. The walls are not going to look completely different. You can see right about here is where the transition is from new to old. But we are going to get all of that replaced. And so now I have to start taking everything down, packing it up, moving what we can out of this room to make room for Mike to work. And yeah, it's gonna be a big job. So stay tuned. Come along for the ride. I'll take you along with the entire process. Okay. Come back over the next few days. If you're not following us on Instagram, make sure you come find us over there at the Little Green Bean, and we'll share the entire process with you.